Alright, welcome to Thursday's episode. No episode on Tuesday like I did tweet out. It was exam week for me this week. I had an exam Tuesday and Wednesday, so I kind of had to study for those. Didn't get a video out. That's my apologies. But first things first, follow the Twitter page at Luke Talk Sports. You can tweet me, you can DM me, you can tell me what topics you want to see. You can see the topics for the day. You can see the exact minute the video goes up, so you can go in and watch it. Speaking of Twitter, thank you to everybody who shared the video and shared it on Twitter and all the social media platforms that you have, because it was the third or fourth most watched video on my channel. Really appreciate the support I'm getting. Hopefully we continue to grow as a channel, and hopefully you guys continue to watch and share and gain more followers, and I can gain more views and subscribers. So when this video goes out, if you guys would go Twitter, retweet it, share it with friends, share it with family, whatever you can. Help me grow, help me reach my goal. So today's topics I did tweet out would be the catch rule, the Celtics and their downfall, or is it a downfall, and Marvin Lewis. I'm going to go out of order a little bit. I want to start with Marvin Lewis as the Bengals head coach, because like I said before, I am a Bengals fan, so I just want to talk a little bit about Marvin Lewis. After the last Sunday, he said that he's probably going to start exploring other options, and the Bengals fan base is celebrating. Now, personally, I didn't like Marvin Lewis as a coach. He could never get the Bengals to win a playoff game. However, he did turn the franchise around, and that's a straight fact. He turned the franchise around. If you look at the stats, 10 years before Marvin Lewis coached, they went 47 and 113 in those 10 seasons. That's embarrassing. In Marvin Lewis's 14 seasons he's coached 14 full seasons, not including this one because it's not finished yet. In his 14 full seasons, he's had 118 wins, 103 losses, and 2 ties, 7 playoff appearances, and 4 AFC North championships. Without that turning a franchise around, I don't know what is. Even though he never won a playoff game in his 14 seasons, 15 this year, still, to turn a team around and in 50% of your seasons you go to the playoffs, and then 4 of the 7 times you go to the playoffs, it's because you won your division. Pretty impressive on Marvin Lewis's part. Just wasn't a postseason coach. Will he stay with the Bengals? He may go to Minnesota with Mike Zimmer, because they were buddies back in the day. Or he could just go up into the office with the Bengals, stay in the Bengals organization, and see them win a playoff game in the near future. Possible coaches, nobody really knows who's gunning for the Bengals job. And Marvin Lewis did actually come out and say that he may not leave, but I feel like he's done. Even if he doesn't want to leave, I think the Bengals will get rid of him anyway. A couple of my buddies talked about a possible coach, Gruden. John Gruden could possibly be the next Bengals coach. The Monday night game against the Steelers, if any of you guys watched, John Gruden was loving Andy Dalton, and I think John Gruden would be nothing but good for the Bengals and nothing but good for Andy Dalton, because Gruden does, if you don't know, has a quarterback camp. That'd be great for Dalton to have a good head coach that's also a good quarterback coach. Develop Dalton into more sound quarterback, because if you watch Dalton, he very subpar. But anyway, nobody really knows who's going for the Bengals job, and nobody really knows if Marvin's going to step down or will be fired. Personally, I think he's going to step down after this season, seeing how this isn't the season he wanted. This isn't the season you'd want to go out on, a sub-500 season, but I think he's gone after this year anyway. All right, first topic I did tweet out was the catch rule. Patriots-Steelers. Patriots win that ball game off a catch or non-catch. Now, my opinion on that play, I'll give it to you right now. That was a catch in my rule book. If you're going to tell me that a guy can catch the ball, do a 180 towards the end zone, and fall over the goal line, and then you're going to tell me because it hit the ground it's not a catch, the man caught the ball and turned around. Like, I don't get the point of that not being a catch. But in the NFL, you got to maintain the ball all the way to the ground. So, therefore, by rule, not a catch. Bad call, bad rule, my opinion. Later on in that game, after Jesse James apparently didn't catch the ball in the end zone, the Steelers go on, they run a play, they go up to clock the ball. When they're going to clock it, Big Ben's yelling for them to clock it. Apparently, he got a call on his headset that said, don't clock it, fake spike, fake spike. So what's he do? He audibles to Martavis Bryant, tells him to run a slant route, runs a slant route across the middle, triple or quadruple covered. Big Ben decides to throw it into the coverage, and it gets picked off. If you're Big Ben in that situation, you're a vet. You got to realize you're down 3, you got time. Throw the ball out of bounds, kick your field goal, send it to overtime, and roll your dice in overtime. But, however, he ended up blaming his offensive coordinator for that call. Now, I personally don't like that he blamed the offensive coordinator because you did throw the pick. You had the chance to not listen to him and spike the ball. You had the chance to throw the ball away. You had many chances that the offensive coordinator didn't have. The offensive coordinator wasn't the one that threw the ball in triple coverage, and he wasn't the one that didn't spike it. If you really wanted to spike that football, Big Ben, you are a veteran, and you should know that you should spike that football. I don't think Mike Tomlin would be mad at you. Before knowing the outcome of the game, I don't think Mike Tomlin would be mad if you spiked the football, kicked the field goal, sent it to overtime. I think that would have been good. You give Big Ben the ball in overtime, he leads him down the field and he scored. You give the ball to Tom Brady in overtime, he'll lead his team down the field and score. So it's a matter of who wins the coin flip. But I would still roll my dice in that situation. But really, what does that mean? In the long run, it just means the Patriots will have home field advantage throughout the AFC playoffs. Steelers will get the 2 seed, most likely, unless they drop one of their next 2 to the Texans or the Browns. Jacksonville, they are right on Steelers' tail because they beat the Steelers earlier in the year, and they are 1 game back from the Steelers. So if Jacksonville can win their last 2, which is 49ers and Titans, and the Steelers drop one of their 2, they'll jump to the 2 seed. Do I think this will happen? No, I don't think the Steelers are going to lose. Even though they do not have Antonio Brown, their running game is still phenomenal. A little side note here, Jacksonville is getting a little bit of false hope for the future. Yes, they have a good defensive line. Yes, they have a good defense. And yes, they have a good running game. But Blake Bortles is not the solution for Jacksonville. I can tell you that right now. Blake Bortles is not the solution in Jacksonville. Now, when Andy Dalton came in for the Bengals, for example, and he led them to the playoffs and whatnot, and he couldn't win a playoff game, everyone's like, okay, he's our guy, he's going to help us win, and he couldn't do it. I think same thing happens for Blake Bortles. I do think they'll win their first game in the playoffs, sure, are plainly based off defense. But when they go and they play the Patriots or the Steelers, I don't know if they will make it through that game. Even though earlier in the year I did predict them to win that game, I may go back on that and say I don't think Jacksonville's winning that game when the official playoff bracket comes out. But yeah, so the Patriots and Steelers game really determined who is 1 and 2 seed. Not that big a deal in my opinion. Probably a big deal to the players who don't want to play in New England to go to the Super Bowl or in Pittsburgh. Third topic and final topic is, are the Celtics on a downfall? The answer to that question flat out is no. They are 4-4 in their last 8 games. They only have a 2-game lead on the Cavs right now, but they will be fine. The only 2 losses they had that were truly that bad were the loss to the Bulls by 23, where they didn't have Kyrie Irving. Not surprised they lost. And a loss to the Jazz when they lost by 12. Kyrie Irving comes back. Maybe not fully, but he did drop 33, pardon me. So Kyrie Irving is a big part of the Celtics team. As you see, they lost to the Bulls by 23 without Kyrie Irving. Now, is he a franchise guy? I don't know if I would go that far with Kyrie Irving as being a franchise guy. As you saw what he did with the Cavs when he was the only guy, he did not do too well. Now, this year, I will give him credit. He is doing really well, but I don't know if he's the guy you're going to want to build a team around. Overall, it's just a bump in the road for the Celtics, really. I mean, the Cavs started 5-7, and look at them now. They're 2 games out of first place. Celtics will find their groove, and they'll get back into it, and they'll be winning game after game after game. What's this mean for the Celtics? Not much. They'll probably be the 1 or 2 seed, most likely the 2 seed now, but they'll still take the Cavs to 5 or 6 games in the Eastern Conference Finals. They won't make the finals, and it'll be Cavs and Warriors Part 4, but the Celtics will still put up a fight in the Eastern Conference Finals. A little side note that I didn't put out was, I just want to know what you guys' opinion is on the Cavs and the Warriors making the finals for 3 straight years, and most likely 4 straight years, because in my opinion, Houston is not beating the they're not beating the Warriors. Houston will not be able to beat the Warriors in a 7-game series. I don't believe the Celtics will be able to beat the Cavs and LeBron James in a 7-game series. So what I'm looking at is a Cavs-Warriors Part 4 unless something drastic happens, like a major injury to either team. Personally, I mean, I don't mind the Cavs-Warriors Part 4, but I think it could get a little bit boring for your average NBA viewer just to see the same two teams go in and the same two teams and same two teams and same two teams. I don't know. I'd like to see somebody spice it up a little bit maybe this year, but I honestly don't think that's happening this year. Maybe in the near future when Houston develops a little bit more, and maybe if the Celtics get Gordon Hayward back, I think that is a possibility for them to beat the Cavs, but that will not happen this year. So we'll have a Cavs-Warriors Part 4. I don't think that's too bold of a prediction there. I think that's going to happen. But yeah, so that's today's video. So I'll tweet when this video goes live. You guys want to retweet that tweet, like that tweet, share it with a friend, share it with a family member. Share the video off YouTube, like it, subscribe if you haven't. Like I said, I'm trying to grow as a channel, and so if you guys could support me in that, I'd greatly appreciate it. But so the next video may be next Thursday. I do not think I will get a video out on Tuesday for the reason that Monday is Christmas and Tuesday is the day after Christmas, so I'm going to take a little holiday break and not do a video on Tuesday. Thursday being the 28th, I may get a video out. If I do plan to get a video out, I will tweet. If not, I will also tweet not getting a video out. So next week, look for maybe one video, possibly. I mean, I don't think there's any chance I'll get 2 videos out, but maybe one, possibly none. Follow the Twitter account at Luke Talk Sports to get updates on when I will post, and you will be updated on when I will post the videos next week, if any. But I don't really know when I'm going to do another video, so I will just see you next video.